What is going on? As you can tell by the title, we're talking about the BCs today. I'm about, I think, 13, almost 1,400 miles in with the BCs already. Most of that was because of the trip to Colorado and back. We went to Denver for New Year's, put quite a bit of miles on it there, and then the first time the car's really ever been in snow too. So that was fun. Going up there was pretty wild. We hit like 7,000 something feet altitude on the way, and then my AITs were like -1, so that was pretty cool. I got a picture of that somewhere. I'll throw it up. But yeah, after a long trip, one track event, one autocross event. I haven't done any like actual drag racing, but I've done like, you know, a bunch of digs on my own just to see how it feels. No, this is not me like shitting on Racing Line Springs in any way, shape, or form. I love Racing Line as a whole. Every part I've ever purchased from them is top-notch quality, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it's lasted this entire time. Like it's been great. I had the VWR springs or Racing Line springs on for probably 35, 40K, something like that, with stock DCC struts. I think the main, sorry, my dog is kind of, would you? I'm trying to talk. We're babysitting the dog too, so he's extra rowdy. Anyway, with all those miles on those struts, with the lowering springs, after a while they were like they were kind of like bottoming out in the front, and I wanted a stiffer rear. I've wanted a stiffer rear for quite some time, but the main thing for upgrading was to get camber. The BCs are one of the few out there that actually come with camber plates that aren't super expensive. So on the entry level, I think I paid like $1,200 or $1,300 during a Black Friday deal, and that was with the Swift Spring upgrade. Now I wish I would have gotten slightly stiffer in the rear. They say to go 8K front, 9K rear. I'm not entirely sure what the stock ones are. They're just, it is what it is. But like all around, I have not one single complaint with the BCs. You can adjust, they have like 30-way adjustable dampening front and rear. If you want to adjust the fronts though, depending on how much camber you have, you're gonna have to cut the tops off of your strut towers, which I have a video for that. You can look back, it's only like 3 or 4 videos prior to this. And then the coilover install, of course, is like the video after that. But like in autocross, I turn the dampening down quite a bit to help it not, like you don't want the springs to be bouncing, or the rebound to be coming back up right away when you're in a corner. You kind of want your tires to sink in and get you around that corner. So I had them pretty low. There's gonna be a couple more events until I really dial them in. Not every course is gonna be the same dampening either, so there's that. On the street, I run around right now with 15 front, 15 rear, and it's pretty freaking perfect. One of these days, I'm just gonna turn it up all the way to 30 and see how that feels. I had them all the way up to 30 on both, because it was like 100 something miles I had to drive to get them, get it aligned. So I kept them up the whole time to help, you know, every time you hit a bump, it, you know, hits a little harder, it helps settle in the suspension a little bit before you get an alignment. Now it's probably about 400 miles before I put on them before I got an alignment as well. So 10 out of 10, like I absolutely love them. If you're looking for, I wasn't necessarily a budget, because there's like some really cheap coilovers out there, but for like a budget, like you're actually going to track your car and you want some camber up front to help with grip type budget, like I would go for these. I would honestly go through, check out the Mark 7 page on Facebook. I'm sure every one of you that have the Mark 7 that's watching this is on there. Go through and type in spring rates. You'll see Carl Tat, I think is how you say his name. He is very, very informative. Just type his name in there. That's what I did. And I went through and read every single post that he's made about suspension. And then I messaged him myself, and he messaged me back right away, and we talked a little bit about spring rates and this and that. He's very smart. He has a completely custom set of BC coilovers with custom dampening, custom spring rates from Swift. The dude really knows what he's talking about. So I'd hit him up. Or just at least go through and scan his posts if you want to learn a little bit more. And of course, you're just type in BCs or anything in there, and do your research before you buy. I wouldn't really come to me when it comes to custom spring rates or custom valving for the shocks, because I really don't know. I'm still learning myself. Later in the season, once everything's corner balanced, aligned, and I have my braces and all that stuff, I'm probably going to order stiffer springs just to see if that's actually what I want. But I need to drive and learn how to drive again better with more camber and whatnot as it sits. But like I said, 10 out of 10 would recommend. They are like the bee's knees. After seeing all the drifters and whatnot that I watch on YouTube run them and beat the shit out of them, and you just like I said, just look them up on the page and you'll see what people say. Like they're great. I really wanted to get the Racing Line coilovers. They're like $3,000 something. I was gonna get the PSS 10s, I think is what it was, but like they're sold out everywhere, and I wasn't down for buying a used set from somebody for about the same price of what BC's cost on a Black Friday deal. And they're completely upgradable in every sense. They sell every little part on those coilovers on their site if they need rebuilt or something. So yeah, that's how I made my decision, and that's how I feel about them now. They're great. Every day I go and get in the car, you know, I'm like excited. I'm like, yeah, I got camber now. Like I turn in quicker, and oh yeah, that's another thing. The steering feel alone, just from adding a little bit of camber. Now my subframe is shifted, so I need to get Tyrrell Sport dead set kit, get my subframe shifted back to neutral, and then redo my camber and get a front end alignment. But I have like 2.5 on one side and like 1.7 on the other, and both the camber plates are set the exact same. So that's how I figured that my subframe is off, and I'm pretty sure I remember when I did that too, because it was kind of odd and it was loud. So, but come on, man. Yeah, they're great. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll drop a link. I got them through BMP during Black Friday. They should be having a tax time sale coming up. So if you're waiting for an intercooler or a blow off valve or any of that stuff, well, with the government shutdown, you probably won't be seeing your money anytime soon anyway. But there should be, every year there's normally a tax sale. Right now, Racing Line is already 15% off for a little bit. So I might order a new oil cap and dipstick. I'm tired of the ugly plastic and yellow in my bay. But they're expensive. Shit's expensive. Anyway, like I said, if you got any questions, comments, gripes, complaints, whatever, drop them down below. I know this video wasn't the longest or the most informative, but I just wanted to give my straight opinion after, you know, a couple, well, almost 2,000 miles on them. I got another track day in like 3 weeks, so I'm super excited. I'll have, with the new 034 shock bushings and subframe bushings, it's gonna be a little bit different. My rear end's gonna be a little bit tighter. I might turn up the dampening just a little bit more, depending on how the course looks. The course last time I got to make, so I don't know if they'll come to me again for this next one, or if they have more ideas, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a few maps, so if they do ask, I'll just shoot it right to them and not have to rush like I did last time. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say. Look out for the next one, and I'll catch you on the flip flop.